Well, for starters, let us look at why customers are choosing satellite for their communications. This is driven predominantly by their use cases and the benefits we can derive from that. Sometimes a satellite solution will be a standalone, and other times it will be a derivative of an existing cellular solution. The business benefits have to warrant a more complex approach to satellite around power, size, and cost. Traditionally, cellular networks are fast, cheap, with IP backhaul. And when you're looking at satellite, you have to approach it in a more dynamic and innovative way. The remoteness of the scenarios where people install solutions is a key factor. Access for humans, the power situation, site maintenance, setup, all are considerations that quite often drive what edge compute is used for. Within Viasat, we have an ecosystem of partners and capability providers that allow us to drive our customers' opportunities and business benefits. They provide things such as power, hardware, and middleware solutions, including user interfaces, and in our particular case, security. Traditional security systems quite often are not tolerant of radio-based networks, be that around jitter, packet loss, and latency. And quite often the overhead of the data is prohibitive when you're paying higher rates for your data transfer. Geostationary satellites are 30,000 plus kilometers away from the Earth, and the latency can be up to a second. We need to find solutions for security that allow for that latency to be taken into account and can tolerate it. Customers are also looking for a security solution that does not create significant overhead in the data use and also does not perpetuate a large edge compute capability. Quite often, security decisions are a much bigger conversation to have, and the ability to deliver complicated security into a remote location and a remote environment requires a different thought process and a different approach to provide something that is easy to implement, has a low overhead, but also sits side by side in many cases to existing systems. Well, we value partnerships tremendously. In a complex situation in an ecosystem, you need partners that have domain expertise. And when we identified the need for a satellite-tolerant solution that was easy to implement, that worked well on our network, and that was future-proofed against the latent quantum threat, CyberHive fitted that profile for us. Having the Elevate program is not just about brand and marketing, it's about providing our customers and our partners with tried and tested solutions that work well on our network and that deliver value to those industries. We worked very closely with CyberHive, both doing lab testing and in-field testing of their solution, and the Connect solution proved to deliver on what they professed it would. It provided a low overhead, it was latency tolerant, and it was easy to implement. A standout benefit was that it was non-intrusive and sat alongside existing customer solutions around security, so therefore was not a rip and replace scenario. For starters, we saw an alignment between CyberHive and Viasat, as we're both trusted by critical national infrastructure, governments and enterprises to secure their communications. Additionally, it speeds up our sales cycle and allows us to close deals quicker and deliver value to our customers much more easily. We're able to drive more opportunities in regulated markets with our mutual proposition, and that delivers stronger sales growth. Security has to be aligned with the value of the information that it's protecting. No system is 100% secure. It is always a trade-off between mitigating risk and the cost to implement a secure solution. Therefore, implementing end-to-end security techniques like those offered by CyberHive give greater control to our customers. In addition, the CyberHive solution has been tested and evolved to work seamlessly over our network. Satellite networks have a different characteristic to that of fibre and cellular, and having a security solution that works well over satellites provides our customers with a much better experience. Let's just talk about critical national infrastructure. As we move forward, PSTN networks, so the analog networks, the telephones, are closing down, And as we move from analog to digital, the quantum threat becomes real. Previously, the obscurity of the analog networks protected itself from the threat of cybersecurity. In the digital world, these endpoints are now connected, and the threat from cyber has to be considered. Combined with a latent base of poorly secured endpoints will give a greater attack surface for malicious actors. Adversaries see the current IoT devices as an easy target. The current gold standard cryptography is not good enough to protect them from these threats. This allows them to springboard laterally into core IT systems potentially. Our opportunity is to harness our proposition to deliver secure, remote, resilient communications for decades to come.